to comply with public records and the openness for anyone to be able to attend these meetings. My name is John Romano. I'm from the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. I cover the North End, Waterfront, and West End areas. And tonight we're here for 150 State Street. This is the public meeting for the cannabis establishment that's looking to come to this area. So some things I want to cover before we get started is, it's just some few helpful notes for attendees when attending a WebEx event. If this is your first one, welcome. If this is your 100th one, welcome back. We appreciate it. So the first thing I want to tell you is when you join as an attendee, your microphone is muted automatically and you're not able to have the ability to turn your camera on. The menu at the bottom of the screen will have different icons. And so if you are logging in, you can see what those icons are. If you're not, know that the icons are participants, Q&A, more, and leave. If you can't hear, there's a couple different things that you can check. First and foremost, making sure that you actually have your phone connected. If not, make sure you check your audio and speaker and microphone connections on your computer. What I also want to go through is also the raise hands feature. So to give testimony, raise your hand or comment in the chat. I will unmute you. To raise your hand, open the participant information panel and click the hand icon in the lower right-hand corner. If you are connected by telephone, please press *3 to raise your hand. You will hear 2 beeps when taken off mute, and then it is your turn to speak. Once your testimony is done, hit the raised hand button again to unclick the icon. I will ask that you make sure you do that and pressing *3 to unraise your hand as well, just so that way I can make sure that I go through everyone that has a question, and if your question is answered, we can continue through that. Now for attendees in general, I just want to, again, like I said, welcome you to WebEx events. Your camera is off, you're automatically muted. The agenda for this, we're going to go overview some decorum guidelines, as well as a brief introduction and presentation of the proposal, and then that will be your turn to be able to ask comments and leave comments and ask questions. Now to go through some of the decorum and guidelines for participants, we ask that you engage respectfully at all times. Disruptive behavior will not be permissible. The applicants will present their proposal, and then we will devote the remainder of the time to feedback. And when it is your turn to speak, you will be unmuted individually by the host. Feedback may be limited to 2 minutes per person at the discretion of myself to allow for as many people as possible to share their thoughts. If you have any additional questions, you can submit comments or questions to myself, so that's john.romano@boston.gov. You also can continue to submit written comments until the Cannabis Commission hearing. And that date is not scheduled as of yet because we've had to go through this meeting first. But when it is scheduled, we will release that to everyone as well. All right. Here, I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and I'm going to give Councilor Jackson, I'll give you your ability to do so.
Thank you very much, John. Okie doke. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Can everyone see that? And that means, okay, and here we go. Okay. I am okay. There we go. Okie doke. So by way of introduction, my name is Tito Jackson. I'm a former Boston City Councilor. Have lived in the city for my whole life. Actually was born at Boston City Hospital, and I was proudly adopted out of that hospital 2 months into my life. So I owe a great deal to Boston. I come from a large family. I have 4 older siblings and 4 younger siblings. And I remind, as the adoptee, I remind my older siblings that I was chosen unlike the rest of them. I represented the District 7 area in the city of Boston, and now am the owner of Verdant Reparative as well as Verdant Medical. And we are a vertically integrated cannabis company, growing, manufacturing, as well as retailing in the cannabis space. And really thankful for everyone who is in attendance today. I start with the slide because I think a lot of times people make assumptions about the demographics of people who use cannabis, and the fastest growing population in usage is actually people over 50. And I'm actually almost there. And I just wanted to start there. Just to get in to it. I actually, in April of 2016, I became the first elected official in the state to back the legalization of recreational marijuana in the state of Mass. And I didn't do it because I thought I was going to get into the industry. I did it sorry, because I was really tired of seeing people in certain neighborhoods go to jail and other folks not go to jail. In the state of Massachusetts, if you're Black, you had a 300% higher chance of getting arrested for possession. And at the time, in 2008, possession actually became legal. And then for distribution, it was over a 700% chance. So I'm really proud to have stepped out and done the right thing on that. A little bit about our team. Our team is led by me. I also have an amazing group of professionals who have a great deal of experience. Lisa Hebron currently is a CFO at another establishment, and really excited to have her on board. She actually has great over 30 years of experience in management. Jennifer Smith, Wellesley grad, went to Harvard Business School and owns 12 McDonald's, and just really awesome person with a great deal of experience. And Blake is actually a grower, has been responsible for growing over 200,000 square feet of product, and currently is growing now. So really strong team. And a consulting and legal team with over 100 years of experience. I won't drill down because I know we have a short period of time. And so the location that we are talking about was the old Kamasura Japanese restaurant. And this is the building on the and we're going to drill down on the plans, but this is the current building that is, and it has actually a beautiful glass roof at the top. And so a little bit, I'm actually going to pop out because this is a little bit small. So I just wanted to show folks the plans relative to how it's gonna how we're proposing it. High level, I don't want to get into too much in terms of the drawings, but high level, in the basement, there is currently a commercial kitchen. And the plan in this basement is to put a marijuana infused product business, which would be chocolates, candies, baked goods, and the like in the space that was currently the kitchen, and we are able to use most of the things that are currently in the kitchen. On the first floor, we have moved the first floor to being a waiting area. So we have 1,000 square feet of space in that. And what you will see, and I can push my cursor, people would come in, and then they would actually need to check in at the security desk. The check in at the well, I'm sorry, before they come in, they would actually have to show their ID before breaking the threshold. When they get inside, they would again show their ID at the security desk, and then as they actually make a purchase, they would show their ID. One unique feature that we have, and this will be in the security section, but we have a mandate that each person who comes in signs a contract with the community. And in that contract with the community, it says that they won't light up, they won't loiter, they won't litter, and they won't linger in the area. And our objective in working with the police department, and we have another location in the city, but we have connected with the police department. Our objective is to work with them to identify individuals who, in the case that they violated one of the laws, we actually don't want that business. That is not the business that we want, and we want to I know what it means to keep a good relationship with the community. So that's absolutely critical. On the second floor, as you can see, we will have a showroom and point of sale systems there. I also will note, I'm sorry, one thing I did forget on the first floor is that those people who order online will be able to pick up and expedite their entrance and exit on the first floor, and they won't have to go upstairs. And then the third floor is also a point of sale space that we'll take orders and process orders there. Fourth floor is office space. Fifth floor is staff room, break room, so our individuals have lockers and the like. And the sixth floor, we are required by the state of Massachusetts Cannabis Control Commission to have a vault. So the fifth floor will, as basically as the whole floor will be a vault. And then on the top floor, there is an enclosed deck up there, and at this point we're looking at conference room space, and then obviously on the roof there will not be any activities. So I just wanted to go through the program there, so people could have an understanding, and then we will buzz through. As I noted on the security front, our objective is to make sure that we control the physical access, that we are dealing with safety of customers, community, as well as staff, and that we prevent, it's probably the most important thing, prevent diversion. But when I say that, that's also making sure that I don't ever want a young person under the age of 21 to purchase and use the products that we have. And then issues around nuisance and the neighbors are absolutely critical. It is our objective to be a good citizen and do the right thing. As I noted, security is obviously tight. We will have 24/7 security monitored cameras, but also throughout the building, we will have panic buttons as well as ways to contact authorities. Everything is redundant. We will have backup generators in case the power is down, and we will also have backup generators for the computer system in which we're supposed to that we have to run. In addition, as I noted, the duress and panic and hold up alarms will be built in. Obviously, we will not put them on the the publicly available plans. And then the objective is to absolutely prevent the issue of diversion. We track things seed to sale, and in addition, any employee who steps out of line intentionally or just being negligent, we will be terminating those employees and reporting them to law enforcement. It is absolutely critical that we keep a high standard there. And then we'll get into the hiring and training. We are planning on having a significant presence in terms of, especially initially, around physical security, 8 to 12 folks on the security staff to make sure that we're dealing with any issues that we might have. And that number is actually equivalent or potentially larger than some of the largest nightclubs that were previously in the area. We spoke about nuisance prevention. One thing I do want to note is that we are really trying to deal with the issue of queuing, and our objective in terms of space, because we have a 7-story building, we can also alter the physical building, but our objective is also to use technology, and there are queuing technologies that we are contracting with that will allow people to come back, go shopping and come back, kind of like you'd see in a restaurant. And would give them a window of time to come back. And then our objective is actually to use the electronic ordering system, pre-order system, as much as possible. So that will move us forward as quickly as possible. I know we're popping up on time. We have a we've actually gone through and gotten some of the highest scores in terms of our diversity, equity, and inclusion plan, as well as employment plan and how we're going to treat our employees. On a high level, the most important piece for us is to make sure we're giving back to the community and making sure some of the people who were disproportionately affected by the war on drugs are able to work and do well for themselves. So we are working to use local contractors and actually have recently had a conversation with the veterans building up the street to see if there's potentially individuals who are ready to work through their programs. We have a community art presentation program. So instead of having art from outside of the city, there are many local artists, and we want to feature their art and also showcase as well as sell their art. In addition, we're doing a Verdant Shop Local card. And so we've spoken to many of the business owners around the area, and our objective is to not only be the destination for that area, but also to have people go and grab a bite to eat. Do like I did today. I went and got a haircut on Broad Street, and to frequent the local businesses. So we want to cross promote them. One unique thing also about Verdant is also we are very senior oriented, and we will have senior educators to help people understand how to use the product who have not previously used it. We also have a program that is going to train individuals who were previously incarcerated on soft skills, hard skills, and getting into the industry. We're going to be doing 4 expungement events so people can close their records, as well as host 3 career fairs, and also help some other people understand how to get into the industry, because we need to pay it forward. We start at $16 an hour. Provide health benefits, 401k, paid financial literacy. We also take care of half of your bus pass. We give you a blue bike membership, and actually one thing that I tossed in was at your 1-year anniversary, you get a Verdant bike, which will be an electric enabled bike, which I just think is really cool. And then, in addition, we are putting in a fund to have entrepreneurial education for those individuals who are previously incarcerated. 50 grand for training, 50 grand to invest in them, kind of like a nicer Shark Tank type situation. And then, obviously, this area is heavily serviced by public transportation, but this is something that we want to continue to monitor. Where folks are coming from and how they're getting to and fro. In addition, we are also surrounded by thousands of parking spaces, but we want to, again, make sure that folks, and the reason why we have 8 to 12 people on staff for security is that we want to make sure that people are guided towards the proper parking. And we will look forward to connecting with some of the parking structures in order to have some type of a deal for our customers. We will follow all relative state and local guidelines around the transportation and delivery of product, as well as the transportation and delivery of money. This is my personal cell phone number, so I want folks to know it is my objective to build, and I've gone to the Wharf District Council meetings for now, I believe the past 5 months. I will continue to go. You can't get rid of me. But it is my objective to have a very hands-on relationship. I did that as a city councilor, and I will definitely continue to do that in this space. I will end also with dealing with a couple of things that came up at the Wharf District Council. So we did speak to them about some of the issues, and sadly, this past week, we heard that someone passed away on the Greenway. And there are obviously some issues that we deal with as a city around addiction, as well as those individuals who are homeless. So we have pledged to assist with getting an additional park ranger at the Greenway in order to ensure that there are no unintended consequences, as well as speaking to the other parks that are in the area and having consistent and constant communication. I'm not going to pretend like nothing will ever happen, but I think the most important piece is for us to be able to communicate and to have a relationship that we can deal with and nip things in the bud in real time. The bud, I guess pun intended. Everything in my space is that now. So I think I'm probably at the 20-minute mark. How am I doing, John?
You're just about there right now, but if you want to finish up, you're more than welcome to.
Yeah, and so I think I'm just really excited about this area. I've spent a lot of time in the area on the other side at City Hall, but also in this area for a long time. And I really look forward to building an amazing team of workers in that area, and then being a business that is responsive and connected to our neighbors and to our community. And so just very, very happy and proud to be able to be here, and look forward to answering any and all questions. As noted on that slide is my personal cell phone, as well as a email that is personal to me and goes directly to me. And that's the type of hands-on person that I am.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate the presentation part. I do want to reiterate again that this meeting is being recorded as a public meeting. So I will, if people do not want their to be recorded, you could submit questions to myself at john.romano@boston.gov. But I will go down the line and unmute people, as well as if you want to put questions in the chat, you can as well. Please use the raise hand feature if you would like to ask a question. If you're on the phone, it's again *3 to raise your hand. I'm going to go down the line here and look, but I did want to just make sure to state that again before we started unmuting people. Let's see here. So I have 2 questions in the chat that I'm going to start with. The first one is from Amanda, and Amanda's asking if we can get a copy of the PowerPoint presentation that you're presenting tonight.
Yep.
Yep.
That's a yes. And John, however you'd like to receive it, Amanda, I could either send it to you directly, or I could also send it to John, who could send it to you. John, is there a preferred format?
I think either way, if you contact myself and you receive it, or if you contact Tito, that would be great as well. And we'll be able to make sure that it gets to you.
It's actually also verdantboston.squarespace.com. You can go up right now and download it, just for ease and access.
Awesome.
So can you tell us one more time, Becca?
Yep, it is verdantboston.squarespace.com.
Perfect. All right. And then the other question that I see here is, what are the proposed hours?
Becca, was this the same as Mattapan? It's 10 a.m. to 9 p.m.
Awesome. Monday through Friday or Monday through Sunday?
Monday through Sunday.
Perfect. Thank you. All right. I'm going to unmute Amanda. You have raised your hand. Amanda, do you have another question?
I do. My question is, notice that you guys have 7 floors. What is your total square footage?
The total square footage of the whole building is 9,600 square feet. We are only the actual space for the dispensary is 3 of those floors. So we're a little bit, it's probably elevator and all that other stuff. So we're probably about 2,500 square feet for the store.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. Appreciate it, Tito.
Appreciate that, Amanda.
Yeah. All right, Amanda, I'm putting you back on mute. All right, let's see. All right, does anyone else have any additional questions? Rachel Lake, I'd seen that your hand was raised previously. Did you have a question?
Yeah, I just wanted to say thank you. Great to be here tonight from the Conservancy, and just kind of wanted to echo Tito's, comments around conversations he's had with the Conservancy. And, we are really looking forward to potentially working with Tito if this continues on that ranger program he mentioned. So thank you. Great presentation.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Rachel. And I truly appreciate, the conversation I've had with the Conservancy and the work that you continue to do in the community. And I can't wait till we all can do events on on the beautiful space that you have again.
I couldn't agree more. Amanda, I think that you either raised your hand again or you tried to put your hand down again, but I've just unmuted you.
Can you repeat the hours one more time? I missed those. I apologize.
I'm sorry. No, it's okay. It's 10 a.m. to 9 p.m.
And that's Sunday through Saturday?
Yes, ma'am. Yep.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome. All right. I'm going to just check down the line. I know sometimes we have some issues with people being able to raise their hands over the phones or stuff from there. Did anyone else let me go? Sorry. And Amanda, I'm sorry. I just unmuted you again. Did you have another question?
Nope, I'm all set. Thank
All
you.
right, no problem. All right, let me start in. This is one of the call-in users. Did you have any questions or comments? Okay. I'm just unmuting the other call-in user. My comment is call-in user 3. Did you have any comments or questions? Okay. JMC, did you have any comments or questions? Okay. Jessica Landros, did you have any questions? All right. We actually have another question in the chat. What are the next steps to approval process and the timing of opening if approved?
So let's take the last question first. The timing is a misnomer. I'll just be honest with you. The steps in the process would be this is our official community outreach meeting. The next step would be to for approval would be to go to the Boston Cannabis Board. And to present before the Boston Cannabis Board. They meet, John, correct me if I'm wrong, the second week of the month.
Yes, and they meet as frequently as they can with a equity applicant and a non-equity applicant. So
yeah.
Yep.
And I am applying as an equity applicant. And then they meet 1 week, and then the next week they would make their determination. And then once that occurred, we would receive our host community agreement from the city of Boston. Once we have the host community agreement from the city of Boston, we would then apply at the Cannabis Control Commission at the state of Massachusetts for our provisional licensure. And then after we have our provisional licensure, we would then move on to what they refer to as architectural review to look at our plans to make sure everything is up to snuff on that. And then we could actually, after that, begin building. After that, we would actually have several other touches around the Cannabis Control Commission until we receive final licensure. And then after final licensure, there is a order called a commence operations order. And that would be basically the final component, which would allow us to open generally within 72 hours. And we would coordinate that with John, the Boston Police Department. And I would say that they've done a very good job on this in the city of Boston in terms of coordinating the police that are needed. And so they don't leave it up to, and I just want to be very clear, BPD has been very smart about this, and as well as John's department, the Office of Neighborhood Services. They're not leaving that up to saying, hey, Tito, how many people do you need? Is not how it works. It actually works where the police department does an assessment, and they are the ones who determine the number of people that need to be there when we open. And I would just note that what we've seen across the city post the very chaotic parts that started this industry with only two stores in the state, the lines have been actually unimpressive in many ways, because there are now 99, I shouldn't say 99, over 90 dispensaries in the state. So people have multiple opportunities to go to places versus what they did in the beginning.
Yep, absolutely. All right. Liz, I am going to, you're actually next on my line here. Liz, did you have any other questions or comments? Okay.
Awesome.
And then Rachel, you had left your hand up, or you have your hand up. Did you have another question or comment you'd like to make?
I'm all set. Sorry, I
No.
did not put my hand down.
No problem at all. Rosemary, I saw that you actually had your hand up as well. Did you have any questions? Let's see. All right. Rosemary, did you have any questions? I just wanted to check you're in here twice.
No.
Okay, no problem. All right. Well, with
Awesome.
no, actually, Amanda has her hand raised again. Amanda, do you have another question?
No, I tried to put my hand down again. I'm sorry.
No problem. Not at all. Trust me, I know with this stuff, it's sometimes it's a little finicky and it's not that easy with those things. But with no additional questions or comments to be had for tonight, I will end the abutters meeting. So before we do end, I like to always just talk about next steps. And again, just reiterating my email. So again, I'm the neighborhood liaison for the waterfront area. So that's the State Street area. My name is again John Romano. My email is John, JOHN, period, Romano, like the cheese, ROMANO, at boston.gov. So you are always welcome to contact me if you have additional questions, comments, concerns, support, opposition for this or any project.
John, can I correct myself?
Yes.
So I gave everyone that long list of things that we would have to do. And one thing I did miss is that once we receive a host community agreement, we then have to go to zoning.
Yes, this was the ZBA.
Yes. So I did not want to mislead folks or pretend that I would be able to go around that. That is absolutely one of the things that I would have to do, and John would make me do that. So I just want to make sure.
No, that is. Thank you for correcting that as well. I missed that part in the list of things there. But no, it is very important that would be an additional piece that you would go through.
Yeah. So,
and then did you want to provide your contact information just in case anyone wants to reach out to you directly?
I do. So I want so my personal cell phone number is 781-507-3987. And you can reach me directly on email at Tito Jackson Strategies, plural, because I have not figured out just one. Tito Jackson Strategies, plural, at gmail.com. And one more time on the number, 781-507-3987. I am the owner as well as CEO of Verdant Reparative. So you're reaching directly to the person responsible. And I want to thank everyone who's on the call. I also just want to say that I know how difficult many businesses have had it, and also business owners, as well as even those individuals who own buildings in the area. It is our objective to do whatever we can do to continue to reinvigorate the area and to cross-pollinate the folks that we will bring to the area to make sure that it continues to be a robust business community in that area. So if there are things and ways that we can partner, that is my objective. And I look forward to being a good neighbor if and when we're given the opportunity to locate in this awesome part of the city.
Awesome. Thank you. All right. And with that, I'm going to end this public meeting. Thank you all for attending, and I hope you all have a good, safe night.
Thank you.